The following is an Outdoor Channel original production.
This week on Wardens, conservation officers in District 7 check on waterfowl hunters on the opening day for hunting teal and geese.
Can't even shoot that away because they're going to move over there.
COs in D9 check on walleye anglers. And a look at efforts made by the DNR's Fisheries Division to supplement the walleye population throughout the state. Wild animals and wild places, they're more than a picture. They're inspiration, excitement, and adventure. Patrolling and protecting these natural resources is a first-class band of peace officers. These are the Wardens, dedicated to the preservation of our great outdoors. For many hunters who pursue waterfowl, it's a passion to which they're strongly dedicated and think about nearly year-round. Some will be on the lookout for new hunting spots and hunting gear when the season is still months away. In Michigan, for some of these zealous hunters, the date they eagerly await is September 1st. That is opening day for the state's early teal and geese season. In District 7, Lieutenant Gerald Thayer and Conservation Officer B.J. Goulet are in their patrol boat before first light on the first day of the 9th month.
In years past, there's been issues with either early shooting because there's different start times for legal shooting hours for geese and for teal.
After getting out of their vessel, they spend some time observing their surroundings. They want to get a good feel for how many waterfowlers are nearby and a precise location of where each hunting party is set up.
Those guys are there every year. They have no idea what they're doing, but somehow or another, they manage to just miss enough birds to keep themselves out of trouble.
Lieutenant Thayer and CO Goulet watch for about an hour before they get back in their boat to initiate contact with hunters they've noticed.
Well, I've been seeing a few teal flying around, but...
Yeah, a few. Notice those guys on the lead to the Lost Channel, they've been shooting like crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing the same ducks. I don't know if they... I'd guess they're shooting at wood ducks.
Gotcha. Yeah, we'll get down there eventually. Well, guess we'll do all the song and dance.
All right, what do you want? License?
I'll check. I guess I'll check your gun while you're digging for licenses. How about that?
The place I wanted to go had guys in it. There's guys all on the edge. So I just kept coming along the river till I eventually got this up here.
Things changed a little bit from the last couple of years, huh?
Well, it's getting shallower. That's for sure.
So no birds at all?
No, never fired a shot.
Gotcha.
I did have one that kind of came this way and went this way. I thought it was a wood duck, but as it went by, I was pretty sure it was a blue wing, but I didn't shoot at it. So.
Better safe than sorry, right?
Yeah, that's how I look at it.
Well, very good.
It's good to see you out. Like I say, it's just, it beats being in the, I'm usually an office guy.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to be out here, to trust me, and I know you are too, so it's good to see you.
I live in a condo over there.
Okay.
So
this is your backyard.
Yeah.
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 That's good.
It is. It's fun.
How you guys doing?
These guys have been hogging this whole corner here.
They had a fake thing set up here with a light on. We walked over there, there's nobody on it. Then they're hunting over there. Now they took all their stuff and now they moved out here.
So we can't even shoot that away because they're going to move over there.
We noticed quite some time ago from way in the distance, like those guys, they just kept moving around.
Yeah,
like what? I couldn't figure out what they were doing.
Out of the place. I mean, you know.
Have they been?
Oh my God.
Getting anything?
That's good for them. I'm happy they're having a good hunt. But I don't like to put that light there trying to scare people off from here. And I don't like that they're walking out in front of us right now, but what do you do?
So they seem to be shooting what they're supposed to be shooting?
Yeah, it looks like they're shooting
Yeah,
teal.
I think they were shooting teal.
Okay.
But,
yeah.
The problem is, you know, this is public lands and they hog the whole thing. I mean.
All right, we'll work our way around there. I don't know, do you want to just
yeah,
do
I'll
a
check.
quick
Yeah,
thing on
we'll
there,
take
then
a
I'll
quick
start
peek
heading
at
over
your
to them?
licenses, and then I'll catch up with my partner and see what they're up to over there.
One of Michigan's most popular areas for anglers to target walleye is in southeast Michigan, along the banks of the state's most populous city, Detroit. When the fish make their annual spawning runs in the spring, sportsmen and women eagerly head to the water to seek out trophies and meals. Consequently, the state's conservation officers also make sure to closely monitor this bevy of activity. In Michigan's District 9, Officers David Schomburger, Kevin Luther, and Ariel Young are working a night patrol to check on walleye anglers.
Conservation officer! You're gonna have to pull it in, all right?
It was the little guy, he did it.
It was the little guy. It's always the guy that says that's somebody else, bud. You clear? Good to go. All right, we're gonna come alongside. Good, how are you guys doing? How long you been out for?
I don't know, about 30 minutes.
About 30 minutes? How many did you catch so far? You got 3? That's not bad. It's a good 30 minutes. All right, doing great. Do me a favor, let's start with fishing licenses. Where are the fish at?
Right here in the live well.
All right, pop that open for me.
You want me to grab them out for you?
In a minute.
Okay.
We're gonna do licenses first.
Nope, no problem.
Another day in paradise. Finally get warm.
You guys having fun tonight?
That waterfall? Excellent. So you mind popping
Popping those other ones for me. It's got some blood on it, so we're gonna check it.
Pet cooler, sir.
Oh, you want the
Yep.
roller?
I'm still waiting for my sticker.
And that one too for me if you can.
You run any
All right.
Life jacket.
Kids always go first.
Preferably, we would rather not use these.
Right. I get it.
Go over here. You got one? No.
Well,
One more.
if you don't see a big orange Oopaloopa, you ain't got one. No.
We're good. We're good.
You guys see cushions out? Oh, you got
Yeah,
You got throwable? Where's it?
All right. Mind opening this?
Yep, I see it. Anything back there? We're good.
That's
All right.
All right. See you
All right.
next season, bud.
Yeah, I'll see you next season. You know I'll be there. Evening. Conservation officer.
Hey, I thought y'all was about to hit us.
Oh no, I ain't gonna hit you.
Didn't see what's going on.
No, it's all right. Do me a favor. Pull your line in. I don't want to come close to it. All right. Pull your line in. Yep. I don't want to tangle up. We're gonna come next to you. All right.
Okay.
Any luck so far?
We got one doggone fish.
Got one?
We got 3 fish. Well, we got 1 walleye.
One walleye. What'd you catch then?
2 silver bass.
2 silver bass.
Messing up the doggone day.
Oh, we don't want that now. It's too early for that for me.
It's way too early. Oh,
All
damn,
right.
that's why I ain't catching.
That's exactly why you're not catching anything. All right, gentlemen. Can I see 2 fishing licenses, please?
If you just lift your foot up.
Yeah, absolutely. I got you.
I got to run fast.
That's all right. You got your ID on you? All right, I can run it that way. Here, we'll do this. Watch your fingers. Oh, I love it. I love it. I'm so used to those. Yep.
Might be 5
Thank
more.
you, sir. Just know it's a civil infraction not to carry proof of it on you.
Beg your pardon.
It's a civil infraction not to carry proof of a fishing license on your person.
You know what?
Is it in the bag in there too? I ain't worried about it. Do me a favor. You got it. I'm good with it. All right? But you're supposed to have it on you, all right?
Just letting you know.
All
You're fishing here?
There's 1 in there and 2 in the live well.
All right. You mind open it up for me so I can take a look, please?
Yes, sir.
See that? And what do you got in here?
One little, okay, silver bass.
One little one. Got it. Leave that open. I just want to take a look at that fish. There we go. We're good. Yep. Conservation officer. I'm gonna come right alongside you.
Hey, how you doing?
We're doing good. What's the latest and greatest? You tell me.
Picking away.
Picking away. How many you got so far?
7, 8.
Okay. You got any firearms or anything on you? You guys carrying concealed? Okay. How old are you?
I'm 7.
7? All right. Excellent.
Would you mind putting all your fish in a net for me, sir?
Yeah. Sure.
Nice size fish.
My wallet's over here too. I'll get you that. Here.
2.
Oh, you can use it off my phone, right?
I can, yes.
fish. Oh, just that one go back, come out.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
That's it, right here.
No, it's big. It's we'll pull that one off for me right there.
Which
Get
one?
your bump board.
This one?
Yep.
My bump. It's in the middle between those two seats.
What are you using to measure?
Huh?
What are you using to measure? Your ruler?
Cooler.
Oh, the cooler. Okay.
Nose up the front, sir. There you go. I got him. All right, he's way short.
Michigan's Department of Natural Resources encourages people to get outdoors and enjoy all that the state has to offer. The DNR knows that when people go fishing, they would like to see and catch a lot of fish. The state prefers that fish populations reproduce naturally, but also know that sometimes it's best to supplement the wild populations with fish that are raised in one of the state's 6 fish hatcheries. One method for gathering these fish is called electroshocking.
So electroshocking is a tool we use to collect the walleye. It's a real low amperage electrical dose that's put into the water, and the fish are stunned for a few seconds. Sometimes it takes a couple minutes for them to recover, but we can capture the fish and take the eggs and melt and then put the fish back into the river unharmed. Sometimes we capture the same fish year after year, and so it's really not a concern as far as damaging the fish. It's just an effective measure for us to use to capture fish.
The guys on the boat here, they're actually checking the fish to see if they're ripe. If they are ripe, then they're going to be dividing the males and females, keeping them separate in each cage. It's a 1-to-1 pairing, so 1 male, 1 female when we are spawning. But we do 5 at a time. So we'll strip all the eggs out of the girl. We'll fertilize with the male immediately after. We have to coat the eggs with a fine clay powder, and that keeps the eggs from sticking together. Otherwise they'd be one big clump and everything interior would pretty much be suffocated.
Michigan's most well-known fishery for walleye is likely in the southeast corner of the state. But this area where biologists are electrofishing, which includes the Muskegon River in the northwest corner of the Lower Peninsula, is also a tremendous resource for anglers. It also covers a lot of ground.
This river from Croton Dam down to Muskegon Lake itself, and then the headwaters up at Higgins Lake and Houghton Lake are some of the best fishing in Michigan. So it's very important to the fisheries in Michigan to keep this population healthy so that we can sustain this spawning population.
Just had no idea how many fish are in this river and the kind of resources that we have, and we really take for granted. I live about 10 minutes away from here, and I'd really never get up here to fish, and didn't realize how good of a resource this is, and that this is known statewide as one of the most productive fisheries in the state.
Our goal is to, produce good fisheries around the state. Naturally reproducing is the goal, that we would produce, fisheries that could self-sustain themselves, but a lot of them can't, and so we need to augment with planting. And our goal is to make fishing better, and I think most people would attest that this is a good program, and it's well received by our angling community. We're pretty happy with it.
In addition to the staff from the DNR's Fishery Division that's working to collect materials from the walleye, Conservation Officer Jeff Ginn is also checking on anglers close to where the electrofishing is taking place.
We're out here today with the Fisheries Division, who's shocking walleye. Some of the fish here are still vulnerable, so we'd like to stay downriver. The walleye season is closed, so we make sure that people aren't hand fishing or netting them up while they're still vulnerable. This is Croton Dam hydroelectric facility. It's one of the hydro plants on the Muskegon River. They're not allowed to attach to the orange boom there. They can't fish beyond it. So one of the things we'll check is to make sure that people aren't secured to the wall, the cement wall or the chain link or the cable. This is a regular. He's a nice guy. I talk to him probably every day I'm out here. Got it there.
Yeah.
How's your fishing?
Good.
You got a couple?
Yeah.
Good color?
Yeah.
They chromes?
Yeah, cool.
Can you just hold them up? Nice.
Pretty fresh fish.
Yeah, looks good. All right, thank you. very good. They're only going to shock above pine.
Yeah.
So.
I assume up here shocking them. You heard anybody catching any many fish or no?
We saw a couple guys land 2 steelhead down above Pine Street. I think just the fact of being out here deters it more than anything. I've caught a couple people in the past, but just being here and having our officer presence, I think, helps out quite a bit. We have people who will be on land occasionally and will watch from shore, and, keep an eye on a group that if I feel it's suspicious, maybe my partner is out working, I can have them take a look at that group or that particular person. For the most part, I think that everyone polices themselves out here on the Muskegon River.
It's really been a learning experience, just trying to get an idea of both from the biology side, watching the walleyes come in as they strip the eggs and what that process is, and then from the law enforcement side as well, understanding what it's like to be a conservation officer, and then as a state legislator, finding out what I can do to help, or just being sympathetic to what they do after spending a day with them.
Michigan Conservation Officer Lieutenant Gerald Thayer and Officer B.J. Goulette are patrolling on the opening day of the state's early season for teal and geese. After starting their patrol before daylight and observing the hunters around them, they started to chat with the waterfowlers in the area. They met one group who felt that another party may have been trying to cover more hunting ground than they really needed to keep others away.
Now they took all their stuff and now they moved out here.
So we can't even shoot that away because they're going to move over there.
We noticed quite some time ago from way in the distance, like those guys, they just kept moving around.
Yeah,
like what? I couldn't figure out what they were doing.
Out of the place. I mean, you know.
Have they been?
Oh my God.
Getting
anything?
That's good for. I'm happy they're having a good hunt, but I don't like to put that light there trying to scare people off from here, and I don't like that they're walking out in front of us right now. But what do you do?
I'll catch up with my partner and see what they're up to over there.
You guys just going picking up all your critters or what? Seems like you've been moving around a lot out here.
Yeah. Yep.
How'd you end up doing?
We got a limit.
Okay. So is that your stuff over there too?
Yeah, that's my boat. Yep.
Oh, okay.
We actually came in here about 1 o'clock this morning and got stuck, so we had to put it all the way around.
Gotcha. All right. And then what about those guys over there were saying there's a light on a post or something over there on a stick?
Light on a post.
Just right around by the bend over there. There's a...
Oh, yeah. I put that there.
Why for?
Well, we were going to hunt there, but we came here and got stuck.
Okay. All right. They were just wondering, they were thinking you guys were trying to kind of like act like you were everywhere to kind of hold up the whole corner.
Oh, yeah, I'll give you 4 actually.
Oh, that's all right. I got a plug checker. It's just more, I'll just check
you do? Okay.
I'll just check your steel. Perfect.
I felt rude cutting through there while they're still hunting, but.
Good. When you guys were moving all over the place, were you just picking up birds or what was
picking up
going
birds. We had like 3 cripples run that way.
Oh, is that what was going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was way down the way and watching them. Like,
yeah,
man,
there was like
these guys are just going
2 or
back
3.
and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Yeah, I mean, it's public land. Obviously, I can't tell you where you can be and where you can't be and how close everybody can be to each other, but
right.
Obviously those guys felt like they got a little crowded. And
those guys felt crowded?
Yeah, because they felt like, I'm not sure they understood what was going on as far as where your boat was and where you were, but then they saw the stick with the light on it and they're like, it seemed like these guys were trying to make it look like there's a group here and a group here to try to keep people out and that kind of thing. But so again, I can't tell you where to be. I just pay attention to folks around you. They know what they're doing, especially this tall kid. He's out here every year. He's got it wired. He scouts the snot out of this.
You talked him about the light that he left on the pole. Yeah. Did he leave that overnight?
No, so he said they came in at like 1 a.m. They were gonna set up over there originally. Got stuck, got their boat stuck, had to walk it, because they tried to come in from that way. Got their boat stuck, said they had to walk it all the way around.
Jeez.
We originally planned on hunting over there, left the light, walked over here just to check it out. We wanted to hunt that spot because there was more water. We never went back, but tell those guys we're sorry.
Well, I guess you can apologize for yourself too when you go retrieve your light, but
okay. Yep.
Like I said, it's hard to attribute motive to whatever. And again, there's no hard set rule as far as how close you can set up to somebody. It's just being aware of it, or maybe just have a quick conversation with people and figure stuff out.
On the other side of the state, and around 3.5 months earlier in the year, in District 9, Officers Dave Schomburger, Kevin Luther, and Ariel Young are checking on walleye anglers after dark on the Detroit River. They've encountered a boat with 3 people on it and a fish that is too small to retain.
All right, he's way short. You know what the legal limit for walleye is?
15.
15. What's this one measuring at? You know? Can you see that?
Yeah, 13.
13. So he's way short, right?
Okay.
Who caught him? Do you know?
Honestly, I have no clue.
No clue. One of you, not you. Nice job, bud. All right. Whose vessel is this?
Mine.
Your vessel?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see your driver's license, please.
Can I put those back in?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In this case, for keeping a walleye that was shorter than the minimum requirement of 15 inches, this fisherman pled guilty and paid a court-ordered fine of $100.
Can you show me the proper way to measure?
Absolutely. All right, so this is a bump board. If you're going to be out here fishing a lot, I'd recommend you getting one, okay?
Okay.
So you shove the nose straight up to the top there. And I like to give you guys everything you got so you pinch that tail.
Okay.
He's only 13.5 inches. I can't get another inch and a half.
Okay, but I didn't know how you measured that on that,
Yeah.
and that's why.
Yeah, pinch the tail.
Pinch the tail.
The following is an Outdoor Channel original production.
This week on Wardens, conservation officers in District 9 patrol deer hunters during the state's busy firearm season.
It's posted properly, everything is written properly. The only thing that's not supposed to be here is you.
And to look at a passion project for an NFL player who lost his father before he turned professional and wants to help other kids who have lost a loved one to have opportunities in the outdoors. Wild animals and wild places, they're more than a picture. They're inspiration, excitement, and adventure. Patrolling and protecting these natural resources is a first-class band of peace officers. These are the Wardens, dedicated to the preservation of our great outdoors. Michigan is typically among the national leaders in number of hunting licenses sold. The busiest time for hunters to head to the woods is usually to hunt white-tailed deer. Michigan's firearm deer season starts on November 15th and runs through November 30th. Oftentimes, these 16 days are when both hunters and conservation officers are the busiest. In the state's District 9, Officer Joe Deppen is patrolling on the firearm opener. CO Deppen has received a call to look into a trespassing complaint.
I'm guessing that's him back there?
Yep.
Okay.
It's my aunt's property, but she still has not given permission for him to hunt there.
Okay, is she here as well?
No, my mom is.
Okay.
My aunt, I can call her, but we talked to her last year, and she didn't give him written permission.
Okay. Verbal, written, anything?
Nothing. No one's given him
He
permission.
does not have permission to be here. We told him last year, I don't know how many times.
Okay.
He
Here, and then one other
previously
tree.
was able to hunt here
How many years ago?
when my dad owned it 25 years ago.
Okay. Do you have a phone number for your aunt? I can just call her to double check everything real quick.
After chatting with relatives of the landowner in person and calling the landowner on the phone, Officer Deppen sets out to try to find the hunter.
It's gonna be a fun walk here. All right. Conservation officers, you mind unloading your weapon and coming down for me?
They have an issue with
We'll do. Good. Just keep your firearm pointed in a safe direction. Point it that way. You already unloaded? All right.
I've been hunting here for 20-something years.
When's the last time you got permission?
Well, she just passed away.
The
homeowner.
Yeah, he passed away a couple of years ago.
Well, she just passed away. She's getting buried today.
Okay.
The one homeowner.
Did they talk to you last year about not coming back on the property to hunt?
On that property. This used to be all one property.
Okay.
I used to hunt out here with his cousin, which which is the owner of the property right now.
Okay.
Well, it's going to be because his father and mother just passed away.
All right. Well, there's a couple things we need to sort out. They don't want you here. As far as the property owner is concerned, they don't want you here either. It's posted no trespassing, and so I need to check out your hunting licenses, your ID. You can take a walk to the truck. And kind of sort this mess out, okay?
No problem. Yeah, we just straightened this out last year. He asked me not to come on his property, and I said, okay, when I get my blind out here, I called up, asked her, she had no problem with me hunting here.
Okay. You say knives in your pocket there?
Yep.
All right, let's take a look. Thanks, thank you. All right, no other knives or anything? Okay, let's take a walk back to the truck so we can sort everything out, all right?
Okay.
All right, just hang tight to the rear of the vehicle. Come talk to you here in a few minutes, okay?
No problem.
Yes, ma'am, this is Officer Deppen from the DNR. How are you today? I know we just spoke. I just want to clarify a few things. So passed away, and she was the one who allegedly gave this individual permission. You inherited the land and you're the current landowner and property owner?
No, I'm the property owner. My brother and I inherited the land from my dad.
Mm-hmm.
My brother passed away, so it, when his portion went to my sister-in-law, who just passed away.
Okay.
And my sister-in-law never ever gave him permission to hunt on that property.
Okay.
I've never given him permission on that property.
Okay. Then I'm going to issue him a citation for recreational trespass, and I'm going to tell him once again that he is not allowed to come hunt on this piece, and hopefully he won't have any kind of future issues.
Okay, I hope so, and thank you for taking care of that.
Yep, not a problem, ma'am. I'll give you probably one more call later on today just to ask you a couple more questions about the property, and like I said, I don't think he'll be a problem anymore. Speaking with current property owners, they want you written for recreational trespass, so that's what I'm going to do today, okay?
I'm not trespassing.
You are trespassing.
How do I prove myself innocent, though?
How do you prove yourself innocent?
Because listen,
I'll tell you the way the law works. The land is properly posted with no...
This is not their property, though.
Their property? No, I didn't speak with them. I'm speaking with the current landowner here.
Oh, okay. That would be...
Yes. And she knows, obviously, passed away.
Right.
I know she gave you permission in the past,
right.
But based on what she's telling me as the current landowner, and based on what they're telling me as far as they don't want people hunting here, it's recreational trespass. So if you had permission from at one point, that permission doesn't carry over if she passes. You need to get...
She just passed.
Okay, so you understand where I'm coming from? Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna write it up. I'll explain it to you when I give it to you. And if you have an argument, we can set up a court date, and then you can argue it with the family in court.
We've been family for years and years and years.
Okay.
And I talked to his mom, which is...
These are all a lot of I talk to. What I'm telling you now is I'm going to issue a citation for reckless trespass. If there are points you want to argue in the court and you want to set it for a court date, that you have every right to do that. But from talking with the landowner and property owner, they want you written for reckless trespass, so that's what I'm going to do on their behalf. It's posted properly, everything is written properly. The only thing that's not supposed to be here is you.
Michigan's Department of Natural Resources offers 8 staff shooting ranges for the public to practice and learn more about shooting firearms. Some of these ranges are set up to host special events that cater to the people in the area.
We do a lot of corporate outings and fundraisers at both of our locations. So we help organizations all over the country really raise a lot of money and have a good time. So that's what we're doing here today, and it seems to work really well.
The staff ranges are going to be full service. They're going to have modern restrooms. They will have accessible pathways, accessible shooting stations, and they'll have staff to help you and aid you in your recreational endeavors.
One event that took place at a DNR shooting range was a fundraiser for a charity that's operated by Detroit Lions offensive lineman Frank Ragnow. This clay target event is taking place at the Bald Mountain State Recreation Area.
My junior year of college, my dad passed away suddenly of a heart attack, and really kind of shook me. And the grieving process for me has been, and I think continues to be, pretty difficult for me.
400 she's in, anybody of 5. 400 the first lady, anybody of $500.
Several of Frank Ragnow's NFL teammates were on hand to support this charitable cause.
It really means a lot to everybody, so just kind of giving back to the community is really huge, just because I was once a kid too, kind of looking up to those older models and those older figures that kind of set a way that just to help and give back, just because we were there in those shoes too.
Frank Ragnow, in the process of grieving the loss of his father, determined that he wanted to help more young people get into the outdoors to help them grieve after losing a loved one.
I guess the idea behind the foundation is kind of twofold, right? While grieving my dad's death, I've really used the outdoors to grieve. It's kind of been like a therapeutic thing for me, and I'm incredibly grateful that I have that. Growing up in the outdoors and being introduced to the outdoors at such a young age, I just think that's so special for a kid, and I'm just incredibly grateful for that. So I want to help kids who have lost a parent, lost a family member, or even just disadvantaged youth, introduce them to the outdoors and give them kind of an outlet and see if they like it.
You know, he kind of has thought about this for a long time, pretty much did it on his own. He's just so happy with the way he was raised, how we always had him outside, and he just wants to carry on what his dad taught him.
Some of the participants in this event were given the opportunity to challenge some of the celebrities to see who could shoot better with the crowd watching.
This was my first time, and I definitely had a blast. Learned some things along the way, how sore my shoulder can be and my cheek a little bit. But man, other than that, it was really fun. Now that I'm kind of learning more about Michigan, it's after today, really. I'm more excited to get out with Frank and everybody else.
Besides professional athletes, there are also other groups and organizations that are glad to support a worthy cause.
It's a great foundation. We're very glad to be here to support it, because it does take youth that have had loss in their life, whether it's a parent or something like that, and it gives them the opportunity to be outside doing outdoor things, such as shooting, such as fishing, such as hunting, throwing axes, which is right behind you. So, you know, it's a great foundation. It's a great reason for us to be here.
We like to shoot, and we got the invitation to shoot with the Lions, so we came to shoot.
A friend of mine that I had lost, 20-year relationship. She was a single mom with 2 children, and I ended up becoming legal guardian of her 2 children. So I am very passionate about the process and knowing how difficult it is for these kids. Through such a traumatic event, it is nice to have events like this that allow these children to establish new memories, to open new doors for new chapters in their lives.
Right when he was passing, and we were just best friends. Like, we were seeing eye to eye, and you know, the hardest part about that now is the what ifs. You know, there's a lot of just like doing this, right? Like doing this today, my dad would be tickled pink. Going on these fishing adventures, playing for the Lions, like there's so many different things that are just like, wow. You try not to take away all the great things of it, but it's just like, if he was here, this would be even so much better. But I'm just incredibly grateful I had the years that I had with him, and he's the man who shaped me who I am today.
I am so proud of Frank, and he has just taken it and run with it. And John is just beaming up above, but it just, very proud.
Michigan Conservation Officer Joe Deppen is working on the opening day of firearm deer season for hunting white-tailed deer. He's encountered a hunter who was set up in a tree stand where he was not authorized to be. CO Deppen has informed this hunter that he'll be receiving a citation. While Officer Deppen is documenting information regarding the hunter's firearm, a man approaches him on an off-road vehicle.
How you doing? You end up taking that shot?
Huh?
You gonna end up taking that shot? No. No? Where's your helmet?
Oh, I gotta get it.
All right, you got your driver's license on you?
No, it's at the house.
You got any ID on you?
No.
Is the firearm unloaded?
I don't think so.
All right, let me take a look at it. Where's the zipper here? This side? All right. All right, don't stand on that side. Here, stand over on the other side. All right. you what, just pull up over here. We'll talk to you in a minute. Any other firearms, pistols on you? Any other firearms or pistols on you? Okay, just back it up and hang out right here. I'll finish up there. Give you your firearm back. Go ahead and put it in the case in your vehicle real quick. I'm just going to toss in here real quick. Yep. Should put it over there. Okay. All right, like I said, citation for the recreational trespass.
Now, how am I going to get down for trespassing when I did have permission to trespass?
When you did have permission to trespass? Because you didn't have permission from the current landowner, and the property is posted in the way it should. You physically had to walk past the no trespassing sign to get back there. And so if somebody doesn't want you there, you need the permission to go out there and hunt. And so according to the landowner and also the neighbors next door, you don't have permission.
Said I can't hunt here?
Correct.
Okay. I didn't see
well, you gotta ask these things, especially if someone's passed or someone's about to pass.
Yeah, I had permission from a brother, but he had a brain aneurysm.
But is he on this property?
He's got to be partners somehow with his sister because his mom passed away.
Well, according to
they're both at this time probably not because he had a brain aneurysm.
Okay.
So I don't know how his mother left the property.
Well, she left it posted, no trespassing, people can't hunt. That's why I'm issuing you the citation. If it's a point you want, if it's a point you want to argue in court, and you can have somebody vouch for you saying you have permission, and you have permission, then fine.
Rehab right now, so.
Okay, so probably not. So, contact the court within 10 days.
So if I contact and she, I don't know.
I'm not a security guard. I'm out here because I was told you to get you off the property and issue a citation. That's what I'm going to do, and that's what I'm doing. So if I get a call from the landowner at a different point in time, I'm not necessarily going to dismiss the ticket unless she tells me to strictly dismiss it. But right now I'm going to issue it to you. I'm going to deal with him secondly. Contact the court within 10 days. That's Mr.
That's Mr.
Okay, well.
He owns all this property and he lives on the corner house down here.
Well, I'm going to deal with him there.
This hunter was charged with recreational trespass, but the charge was dismissed because the landowner declined to pursue charges once the case got to court. Michigan Conservation Officer Joe Deppen has encountered a hunter on an off-road vehicle who is not wearing a helmet and whose firearm was loaded while he drove, which are both violations. CO Deppen also heard a shot shortly before he saw this hunter emerge from his hunting property.
Did you hear that shot a few minutes ago?
Yeah, it was back over there somewhere.
It wasn't you over here? No. Okay. No. I said, my original reason for the stop is when you come out of the field, you didn't have a helmet on.
Oh, yeah.
And so...
Well, I was just going home, my blood sugar was getting low, so I was...
Diabetic?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you need to go home right now and we can deal with this at your residence?
Oh, no, it's all right.
Okay. So the original stop was for not having the helmet on. Do you have ORV stickers?
No, because I just use it on a farm.
On the farm? Okay.
Yeah.
To operate on the roadway, you need to have the ORV stickers. The third reason when I asked you, is your firearm unloaded, and you said no.
Oh, I thought
and then you said no, and then I asked for permission to take a look, and you said yes. That's the third issue that we have going on. So, do you have your hunting licenses on you?
Huh?
Do you have your hunting licenses on you?
No.
Okay, that's another issue. So, no ID, no hunting licenses. Do you just live down the road?
Yeah, I was just going to the farm there and then coming back. So I was checking.
How far away? How far away do you live?
Oh, right at the corner.
Right at the corner? All right.
Yeah.
I'll follow to your house. If you need to get something for your blood sugar, do what you need to do for that. When we get to your house, I just need your hunting licenses, your driver's license, and then we'll deal with the issues we have, okay? All right. Far right-hand side of the road.
I have a hunting license because I wasn't really hunting. I was just out there.
You have a loaded firearm coming out of a field. That is hunting.
Oh, well,
Are you telling me that that shot wasn't you?
No.
And there's no way it was you?
No. No, I wasn't messing around out there hunting. I just had my gun with me because I was checking my spots. I was going to go out tomorrow, so I want to get a license. So
there's no way if we go back there's going to be a dead deer anywhere?
No, there's no.
Okay.
When they get to the man's residence, Officer Deppen questions this man further on whether or not the shot he heard was fired by this hunter.
I'm going to go back there. I'm going to look. Am I going to find a deer? Tell me the truth, because if you lie to me now, it's not going to be good for you.
Oh.
Am I going to find a deer?
Well,
just be honest with me. It's going to work in your favor.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe. Okay. What kind of deer?
It was a buck.
It was a buck, okay.
That's what I saw, yeah.
Okay. So is that single shot, so it's down?
Well, I think it went down, yeah.
Okay.
So I was just coming home because my blood sugar was low.
Okay.
So
what do you need for your blood sugar? Because we're going to go back there, all of us together.
All right.
What do you need for your blood sugar?
I'll just get a couple cookies.
Okay, we'll get a couple of cookies and then we'll go back there all together. We're going to work this out, all right?
After getting what he needs for his low blood sugar, this man and CO Deppen head back to the woods. Michigan Conservation Officer Joe Deppen is on patrol on the first day of the state's firearm deer season. He's looking into a case where a man may have shot a deer without a license. He first met this hunter while he was dealing with another case, and this man drove up to him on his off-road vehicle.
You can't bait right now.
Oh, you can't?
No, sir, you cannot.
Oh, this is my property, so.
I realize it's your property, but you can't bait in the entire Lower Peninsula.
Really?
Correct.
When did they change that?
A couple of years ago.
Oh.
Like I said, I'm not worried about the bait right now. I just want to make sure the deer's not suffering. We're going to write up a report and submit the report, and based on the report will be a couple of different charges. I don't know if it's going to be submitting all the charges because you've been cooperating with me, but you have the loaded firearm on an ORV, the baiting, taking deer without a license, hunt without a license. I'm not worried about the small civils as far as the helmet and the stickers and stuff like that, and also the no hunter's orange when you're out there. So those are the charges I'm looking at, and that's why, you know, we're out here today.
In this case, this hunter pled guilty to attempting to shoot a deer without a license and paid a court-ordered fine of $450. The charges for not wearing hunter's orange and for having a loaded firearm on his ORV were dismissed.
I made it all the way to your the field over there as far as I could go. I could smell urine, I could smell it, but I couldn't find him.
That's what I was out when I was looking for a deer before. I could smell stuff, but man, I couldn't find that deer for nothing.
Well, I'd like to find the initial spot where you shot him, and then I want a blood trail from there, but I know the light was getting low and it was getting dark pretty quick, and I know that was kind of difficult to find. So if we can find that tomorrow, it'll be our starting point, and then we can kind of go from there. I know you said earlier you had done this a couple times where you'd taken a deer and got a tag afterwards, or had your wife buy your tag. Buy your tag ahead of time. It'll save you all the headache of worrying about, you know, getting it after. It's not expensive.
No, it's just I just keep forgetting to get up there and get doing something.
You can even buy them online now. You don't have to go to the store anymore. You can buy them right from your phone. They'll ship the tags to your house. That way you have the tags and your license when you go out. As far as the baiting concerns, whether it's private property or not, you can't bait down here.
Is that a fine too? Or?
Yes, it's a separate charge. If you are going to hunt at any time later on this year, I can't stop you from that, but all that bait needs to be cleaned up completely out of there, and then you'll probably have to use a different firearm than the one I'm taking.
The following is an Outdoor Channel original production.
This week on Wardens, Michigan conservation officers in District 8 check on deer hunters during the first weekend of the state's busy firearm season.
He filed the complaint. All right, so it is what it is.
And state COs participate in an event for science teachers where they show them some tips for investigating evidence at a mock crime scene.
But it could still be evidence.
It's definitely evidence.
Wild animals and wild places. They're more than a picture. They're inspiration, excitement, and adventure. Patrolling and protecting these natural resources is a first-class band of peace officers. These are the Wardens, dedicated to the preservation of our great outdoors. Michigan's firearm deer season lasts 16 days and is extremely busy for the state's conservation officers. They typically encounter several hunters each day, and the majority of them are usually abiding by all the corresponding fish and game laws. COs still want to make sure everyone is doing what they're supposed to and spend a lot of time in the woods checking on people targeting deer. In the state's District 8, Conservation Officer Chris Reynolds is checking on hunters on the first Saturday of the firearm deer season.
Somewhere in this little 11-acre patch right here.
All right, sounds good. Did you fish Cobb Lake?
I did.
Yeah, you remember me?
I do.
I remember you.
Yeah, that cost me quite a little bit.
Yeah. Well,
that was my bad though. Stupid.
Yep, and just make.
I know.
Just make sure, and like in the future, that's private property around there, so make sure you get permission as well. All right.
I got doe permits. I got buck permits.
All right. I think that one.
There's one. I think that's my new doe permit.
Yep.
Here's my driver's license.
All right. Yeah, it's good enough. So. All right. Sounds good. Good to go. Do any good this morning?
Seen a lot of little ones.
A lot of little ones?
I bet you there's 6 that hang out in front of my blind, and it would take 6 to make a burger.
All right. Well, we saw you back there. Figured I'd come check your license? Yes, sir. Check your license and see your gun's cased and everything else. Is your gun unloaded too as well?
Huh?
Did you unload your gun?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Always do.
All right. So you had any luck this year?
Not yet. I could have killed a lot of deer, but they're little.
Yeah.
Really, really little. It looks like a lottery ticket.
Yeah, you got a bunch of them here,
yeah,
so.
I do.
Well, at least I know if I see you back there, I know.
Yeah.
I'll just pull all that back up for you. All right, well, hey, we'll let you get on to your day. We're gonna go cruise around, check some other hunters, and it was nice to meet you. Take care.
Hey, you take care of yourself.
After contacting several hunters in the morning and not observing or encountering any violations, CO Reynolds heads to a house in an attempt to talk to a man regarding a potential trespassing case.
Somebody's in here. How you doing?
All right.
Chris Reynolds, Conservation Officer. How you doing?
All right.
Are you?
No.
All right. Is it here?
No. I'm.
Well, do you know where he's staying?
He stays here.
Does he?
Why?
I need to talk to him about something.
Well, he isn't here right now.
Okay. Does he have a phone number? Or? I just have to talk to him about something. I'll just tell you, be point blank with it, he got caught on some people's trail cameras, some other property, neighboring property, so they're not too happy about it. So.
Tracking?
Could have been.
The person that Officer Reynolds is looking for is not home, but he does get a phone number for the man and calls him.
It's Chris Reynolds with DNR.
Hey, how's it going?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Hey, just talked with your dad. Said you were out hunting. Are you somewhere in the area?
I'm out to Lost Nations hunting right now.
All right.
We was about ready to head out for the morning hunt, though.
Or the evening hunt?
No, we was about ready to head back towards the house.
Oh, okay. I just need to catch up with you. Got some pictures of you on trail camera on some other property.
Yeah, we was tracking a buck and we got off on the corner of the other property and quickly got back. Well, we looked over there and then we realized that wasn't actually senior in them's property. That was looking for the buck.
Yeah.
And we called it off and got out of there and ended up finding him later on over on my uncle's ground.
The man agrees to meet CO Reynolds later in the day. At the Michigan Science Teachers Association annual conference, some conservation officers from the state's DNR guided teachers through a mock crime scene.
So this is your worksheet for the exercise. So you are now the conservation officer dispatched to this crime.
It's an opportunity for teachers to get some new ideas to take back to the classroom with them, as well as to make connections with people at the Department of Natural Resources.
Teachers, both in the classroom, out of the classroom, formal, informal, come here to learn about science, like environmental science from the DNR, all the way to physics. Every subject in science is represented here as part of our conference.
The Michigan DNR has been coming to this show for probably 20 years. It's the largest gathering of science teachers in the state, so it's our opportunity to give our DNR messages and talk to the teachers about how they can use our programming in their classrooms. And so we've really amped it up. We usually have a booth and we do a lot of sessions about different topics, but we really amped it up this year and added this whole conservation officer science piece.
So part of the school curriculum, K through 12, claim evidence reasoning, the scientific theory. So we put a law enforcement spin on this and kind of turned it into like an accusation of a suspect that did a crime, linking that suspect with evidence of the crime, and then drafting up what we would call an affidavit for an arrest warrant. So we've taken that spin, and they get to investigate the initial crime scene, and then a crime scene developed after a suspect, and then link all that together so they can take law enforcement science back to their classroom to teach their curriculum.
You're evaluating the evidence, and so you're looking at there, so you see some boot prints, and back there's a gut pile.
For this mock crime scene, there are two scenes. One that includes boot prints, soda cans, and deer entrails.
Can you tell by decomposition how long ago it's been?
Possibly. So another thing we could do is we could take a sample of that. Okay. So if we come across the deer later, we could match the gut pile to the deer. So we can take a sample of that as well.
Okay.
And another scene at the pickup truck of a potential suspect.
Another shotgun shell.
Okay. So what was our initial claim from our complainant? Do you remember?
They shot it, got up closer, shot it again.
Right.
Gutted it there and drug it out.
So in your experience, is it normal to have a spent shell casing on the floor of a vehicle?
No. No. But it could still be evidence.
It's definitely evidence, right? Yeah. So now we've got, and it's the same color from our scene.
This is the one that could have been fired from the truck.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we've got our claim. Now we're collecting that evidence and we're building our case.
Okay.
So we've got all that. Let's go to the back of the vehicle and see what else we see.
There's a dead deer there.
There is a dead deer. First thing that's going to catch my eye is there's no tag on this deer. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the first things I'm going to see. So that's going to give me more information that I'm going to now interview my suspect on.
I think the simulation is fantastic because it takes a little bit of forensic science and also the ecology perspective and combining it in both. And it kind of captivates. It doesn't matter what level you're at, right? It'll captivate you, especially if you love recreation or animals or even a little bit of a crime scene. And so what's nice about it is the scenario is set up where you can walk through and really see the evidence, the collecting of the data, and be able to come out with a conclusion.
One of the programs that we like to do here and talk to the public about, and all the teachers, is how important these resources are and that they belong to them. So there's a common misconception that somehow the government owns these resources. They don't understand that they own the resources. So a lot of our programs, pretty much every one we do here, we try to connect the teachers to the fact that they own these incredible resources. And as the Michigan DNR, it's our job to really protect and enhance them and manage them for future generations.
It's been very positive, a lot of happy, smiley faces, and uniquely enough, a lot of interested teachers who have been thinking of something along this line but didn't know how to pull it off. And the worksheets and the documents that we've gave them and the ideas today, that they've got something to take back to do in their classroom.
So I teach forensic science, and then I also teach ecology and biology. And I feel like you can set this up outside of your school, right? And create 2 or 3 scenarios where the kids can be interactive and collect the data from casting of fingerprints, footprints, ballistics if you get into that. And then from there, just problem solve.
The teachers love the science, they love the natural resources piece. It's a lot easier to teach students about wildlife, trees, forests, than about a lot of other science concepts. So if they can use those in their classroom, like if they were to use data on black bear populations and teach math with it, with graphing or whatever, it's a lot more fun than using apples and oranges. So we try to teach some concepts and methodology that would interest their students.
we're glad to have the DNR here.
Michigan Conservation Officer Chris Reynolds is working on the first weekend of the state's firearm deer season. He and another officer are meeting with a suspect who they believe trespassed on someone's property. The complainant contacted the DNR after noticing the strangers on one of his trail cameras.
I got one doe tag left.
All right, all right.
Out of my tag.
All right, I need to.
I got my base license and my doe tag.
All right, cool.
That I still got. But...
All right. All right, well, sounds good. Yeah, just grab that real quick. And so were you with him on the 15th?
Yeah.
Say I already got a picture of you, so I need to see your ID as well.
My ID's expired.
All right. So I already knew it was you. I mean, you're right there.
All the stuff's in there.
You're right there, plain as day.
Yep.
So how about you tell me what happened?
So we were over in this field over here pushing corn. He shot the buck, and it ran all the way across the field into his uncle's property. We walked the whole woods line on the back side of the fence row, still in his uncle's property, and it got out of the field, or went into the neighbor's field over there. And we lost it as soon as it walked out of the field, and we picked it up over on the other side of the field by the game camera. Because I saw the camera.
I know, you shined the flashlight right at it the one time.
Yeah.
All right, good to go. So you got your driver's license on you?
Yes, I do. Came straight east and west of the property line and cut up through the woods by his blind and across the field, and could see him cut across that field.
Yep.
And we tried to pick the blood trail up and couldn't find it in the thing, and we circled around the field, which you probably already know all that because we were on camera.
Yeah, you're on couple.
But yeah, we cut up off the property line by the ditch there, up at an angle, seen him cross and everything, tracked him on through, lost the blood trail, circled the edge of the field, found the blood trail going in, and about that time it was pretty well dark.
All right, you should have waited. I'm telling you, he filed the complaint. All right, so it is what it is. All right, I got to type a report, submit it through Branch County for trespass. All right, you shot the deer here on your dad's place?
Yeah.
All right, about what time?
That would have been
2:33.
It was probably closer to 3 o'clock when we shot him over here in the cornfield.
All right.
Down. Because he went straight out of us north through the pasture field, got a hold of my Uncle Roger and Christine. We tracked him through the north end of their pasture field, headed northeast, I guess it would be.
What was attached to his head? Because this wasn't attached to his head.
Yeah, that was. We broke that off loading him by the rack in the back of the truck. We snapped it clean off.
Oh.
I broke it with a buckshot round. The only slugs that I could find were them Defender rounds, which is the buckshot slug.
So this was attached to it when you started dragging him and it got ripped off?
Yeah, it was on him all the way until we picked him up off the ground into the bed of the truck and he broke.
Okay. And then where was the other half?
The other half was out in the field somewhere.
And you shot that off too?
The other half, I could have swore I had a half on it when I shot him in the corn, but when we found him, he only had that one half connected to him. But the brow tiner, or whatever they're called, the buckshot round got him right there. I mean, it splintered it all the way down to the base of this thing.
So you hit him up kind of by the head?
Oh, the buckshot in the side, because I took a crack at him. I stepped into the corn row right in front of him. Well, he was facing the other way from me. And he took off running. I took 2 cracks at him. And then I went and laid down in the corn. Yeah. And I seen him get up, and I seen his antlers in the scope. And I pulled the trigger. I thought he was already up at the time. I don't know if that's when I got him with the buckshot or if I got him with the buckshot going the other way. I mean, that's undetermined, I guess, when I got him with the buckshot. But sorry we meet yet again.
I know, man. It is what it is. Not the end of the world.
Doing your job, though.
Yeah, not the end of the world.
Y'all. One for y'all. We had a bunch of wild crazies.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, I'll explain it to both of you again. I got to type a report. Got to submit it through Branch County.
What exactly is that looking at exactly as far as charged?
It's recreational trespass.
Yeah, like a fine.
So like a ticket?
Yeah. At the end of the day, that's what it's.
Basically what it boils down to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously, we crossed over, so I mean, there's no
yeah. Yeah. I mean, you guys are on a couple cameras. It wasn't. I mean, I didn't know who you were. I knew who you.
Sit here and try to lie to you now. I'm not gonna try to sit there and lie under oath on the.
Yeah, I know you, and I could tell it was you right away. But as soon as I saw you, I'm like, well, there's his buddy. You know, I mean, it's pretty plain as day.
After concluding his interview with this hunter, CO Reynolds goes to a different spot to check on a complaint of someone leaving a deer carcass on the complainant's property without permission.
3-point. I guarantee they shot it, cut it up, this deer didn't get tagged. Or wait a minute. You want to take this back, see if that horn that, that horn that was busted off fits right up with that? I guarantee you that's it.
Michigan Conservation Officer Chris Reynolds is working on the opening weekend of the state's firearm deer season. After receiving a complaint, he's found a deer carcass. He's very confident that the carcass belongs to a hunter that he spoke with earlier in the day. This carcass is missing some of its antlers, and the man who Officer Reynolds just visited had a broken set of horns that appear to be an exact match for this deer.
We're putting this in the back of the truck. We're gonna go say hi with it.
Officer Reynolds and his partner returned to the home where they were earlier in the day to speak to the man who had the broken antlers, as well as his friend.
I guess I'm just gonna come right out with it. You wanna grab that antler that you had, that you shot off the deer? All right, you wanna start telling me the truth?
That's the one that this antler came off of.
Okay. So the tag was around the base, huh?
It was around the base, yes.
Where's the tag at now?
I am not sure. It was around the base, I promise you.
All right, you want to put that up there, make sure it fits?
Right here on this side. Right there like that.
All right. Who dumped it on Culver Road?
That might have been my buddy that took it.
So your buddy came here and picked up a deer carcass and just decided to dump it on. Like I said, be honest with me, and you'll get a lot further with me if you're honest with me. Who dumped it?
Me and a buddy of mine.
Okay.
I didn't know that it was illegal to dump them.
It's basically litter. You're disposing of garbage on somebody's property. The landowner called.
He said that the deer head was detached from the rest of the body. I said, so the head is separate from the skeleton? Oh yeah, head was just sitting there before they got rid of it. I don't know. I was like, well, I just found the whole deer, skeleton attached to the head with no tag on it. So he just lied to me, right? Yeah.
So what?
He goes, I thought you had a tag on it.
He's still saying that he's got a tag on it. I said, so you dumped a deer carcass with a tag on it?
I don't believe that one bit.
I don't either.
He's already lied to us several times. You want me to take a crack at him? Split up? See what he has to say?
Yeah. We're going downhill quick, okay? You know, I like dealing with people that are honest with me. When I got to come back to someplace because I find more evidence, I get a little annoyed. You can tell I'm a little more agitated right now than I was here earlier, okay? So we want the whole truth, okay? I mean, no more of this.
So
the carcass is in the back of my truck. Antler fits perfect. All right.
Yeah. So deer was out there. He tagged it out there. I swear to God, he tagged it. It might have fell off when we were dragging it because we were dragging it by the antlers.
Okay.
All that. Or through the thicket. But he and I cut up the deer, and I had no clue what he did with the carcass after that.
But you saw him tag it?
Yes. Out there. I swear to God, I saw him tag it. It might have fell off somewhere when we were pulling it because we were grabbing it by the antlers.
Within 5 minutes, the story's already changed. You said you dumped it with the tag on it. Now you're saying that you slid the tag off and you threw it away.
I think the tag did get slid off, to be honest. I mean, when I put it in the back of my truck, the tag was still on.
Right, but you've said to be honest all day long, and that's all that you haven't been.
Yeah, I lied about. I did. I got.
You dumped it. You lied about that.
I dumped it. I did. Yeah, I tagged it. There was a tag on it. Be honest with you, where the tag is exactly right now, I'm not sure.
In this case, for going onto someone else's property without permission, this man pled guilty and paid a court-ordered fine of $250 for trespassing. For dumping a deer carcass on someone else's property, he also pled guilty and paid an additional fine of $80 for littering.
Dude, we gotta quit meeting like this. I suggest you take care of it and dispose of it properly, all right? And I'm gonna tell you, don't dump deer carcasses, because when we get a call on it, I mean, obvious, I walked right up to it and I'm like, are you kidding me?